Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today, as you've probably seen in the thumbnail, is just an update of what's going on with me, and I also, more importantly, need to talk to you and ask as a community that we come together to help someone who's very special out at the time, who has very tragically lost her beautiful daughter recently. I know that this can be a trigger for some people, so please check the timestamps below as to where to fast forward to, but if you can get through the end, or even if you can just wait and go past the trigger part, I will put the timestamp for when we talk about how I want to help this person. Very quickly, I need to address why I've not been here. You might have seen my post on Instagram or on the community tab on YouTube. A few weeks back I was in an RTA when an articulated lorry went through the side of my car. Thankfully I was on my own, my boys were at home, which I'm very thankful for. I was the only one in the car at the time. I sustained quite a bad head injury, an issue with my foot. I chipped a bone in my foot, and I've sort of damaged some parts of my right arm, but I'm very lucky, and I know that Mr. Journey was taken to one side and told to prepare himself at one point, so I know how lucky I am. I ended up being released from hospital and having to go back in. I've been home now just over a week. I've got quite severe concussion. I'm having a few good days and bad days, so I'm recording on days where I'm not so bad. I've just got quite a recovery in front of me, but I'm very lucky to be here, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who's messaged. I've had cards through the post from people who had my address, and I know there's people waiting for me to reply to them on Instagram and Facebook, and I just want to say thank you very much. I do see the messages and I will get back to you. I can only just do so much a day, but I really do appreciate all of the support. But there's something way more important than myself that I need to talk to you guys about and ask that we come together as a community. And that is, last week I had a text message from my wonderful friend, who's more of a sister than a friend now, asking me to call her. And she gave me the news that her beautiful 19-year-old daughter, Bethany, had passed away. I can't really explain how much pain I heard in her voice. It was awful. No parent should have to go through this. I met Bethany's mum, Leanne, through our children, because we both home-ed our kids. And Childling can be my little boy, who I refer to as Childling on here, has got learning difficulties. He finds socialisation hard, and he can be quite a lot for other kids. And I remember the day I met her, and I will always remember it, because he had clung on to some of her children, one in particular, her older girl, and I went to check to see if they were okay, because he can be quite overbearing sometimes for some people, and they just embraced him, and they just were incredible with him. Incredible children, and they gave him confidence. He was trying activities he never would have done, and they just treated him amazingly. They were so good with him. And sometimes I think parents need a high five, because we all feel like we're not doing it good enough sometimes, I think, or we're tired and we question ourselves, and I think sometimes we need to give other parents high fives. So I went over to Leanne, their mum, just to say how wonderful I thought her kids were, because every parent needs a high five sometimes, I think, when things are going right. And then we found out that we were both witchy, we both practiced, and we just clicked. And it's been like we've been friends forever. And like all parents, regardless of if your kids are with you or not, I think you end up chatting about your kids. Your worries, your proud moments, your love for them, your frustration sometimes. But you always just end up talking about your children. I never got to meet Bethany in real life because Leanne and I have only known each other for a few months, although it feels like forever in a good way. But I felt like I knew her a little because, like all parents, we talk about our kids. And I know how excited she was for a trip with Bethany. And I remember talking to her while she was on the train and afterwards, and I know they had this most magical time. And Bethany was so very loved, from the outpouring of people, her friends, her boyfriend, her wonderful parents and sisters and brother who are going through something horrific right now. And it's not something you ever financially plan for. No parent plans to have money put aside for this sort of thing. And especially in the current, economic crisis that we're in. I wish that I could be there for her in person right now. Unfortunately, we don't live close to each other. We're about an hour or so away from each other, which could be hundreds of miles right now because I can't drive at the moment and I'm not well enough to drive if I did have a car. And I just feel a bit useless not being able to be there in person for her and her family and do the things that I would do. I feed people usually and make sure that they've eaten. But I am trying to be there on the end of the phone, and I'm trying to help fundraise a bit, because this beautiful young lady who had her life ahead of her has passed away, leaving her wonderful parents and family and friends and boyfriend behind. And this is hell. There's no words to describe what they must be going through. So I want to try and help them a bit. And they have a GoFundMe to try and help raise the costs for Bethany's funeral. So I'm trying to help raise funds. Now, if you can just share the GoFundMe, just a share, if you can donate anything, that would be amazing. But if you can't, please share on your socials, that would be amazing if you could do that for me and these wonderful people. I'm also, you might be wondering what these are here. I've been going through mystery boxes, items I've not used or don't necessarily fit in my practice. And so I'm going to, if you follow the link below to my Facebook group, we are holding an auction. So the auction will be open for 2 weeks. All of the dates and all of the info will be at the top of the page. And you bid in the comments, and the highest bidder at the end of the auction wins the item. And the postage, I'm afraid this is UK only, I'm sorry about that, but just to get this done, I'm afraid it's only UK. But if you then donate both the postage and the winning price to the GoFundMe page, I will then send the items out to you and I will pay for the postage. So you're, technically speaking, your donation will be your winning bid plus the postage cost. So I thought I'd show you a few of the bits that are going on. This is not everything, but I thought these are the ones I've got sorted now, so I thought I would go through. Most items, if they came with a box, I still already have the original box. They've just been flat packed and put away. So anything that has a box and I still have it will come in its original box as well. So first up we have this little box for putting affirmations in from Witch Casket. That's never been used, it's just been in my drawer. So that item will be going up. We have some Hecate incense cones, again, brand new, never been opened. We have from Witch Casket, I've opened this just to show on the video when I did it, but these have not been used. And these are just little boxes that you can make up to put spells in, things like that. So those will be going up. We have the casting stones mat and the casting stones themselves. I've not used these. A completely new divination tool. I think they were a Witch Casket exclusive. These will be going up as a set. We have the Witch Casket travel altar, which again has not been used. It does open, hang on. Inside there is, hang on, how do I do it? It's this way, I always do it wrong. You push that bit there. So inside we have the card that came with it. You've got a couple of spell jars, a tea light, there's some clear quartz and some incense cones and all the info. And this travel altar will be going up for the auction. We have this, which I believe came from, I'll have to double check, it might have been Cures and Curses, but it's never been used. And it's for doing a tarot spread or a crystal grid. And that will be going up on the auction for Bethany. Next up, this would be a lovely gift for somebody, is a brand new crystal, excuse the squeak, if I can get it out, crystal ball. The stand's there, I won't get it out, but a crystal ball and the stand in the display box, and that is going to be, it's the Spirit Equinox one, and that's going to be going in the auction. We have a funnel from Witch Casket for making potions. We have this lovely little bag, you could use it for lots of different things. This came and it's got a lovely emboss in there, and it came from Witch Casket. It's not leather because they're all cruelty free. We have this lovely coaster, divination coaster from Witch Casket. That's going up. We have a wooden pendulum. Again, I've never used this, and it's from Witch Casket, I believe, and I shall be cleansing this for the person who has it. We have a crystal grid box here where you can keep stuff in it. This is from Witch Casket, and I have the cards in here. The only thing that isn't in here, it says that's what you can do with it. The only thing that isn't in this is the amethyst chips, but I will put some amethyst chips in it for you. I just pop them in with my supply of amethyst chips, so I will put some in for the winning bidder. Next up we have the manifestation spell candle holder. So you can use this for your spell candles, and you can put herbs in around there. That will be going on the auction. Then we have a patch, 100% That Witch. And we have another one, Tarot Tea Leaves Taking Care of Business. That one's going to be going up. I think one was from Witch Casket and the other one was from Occult Box. I might be wrong though. This is from Freya's Cauldron. A protection sigil. Not sigil, rune, sorry. So a nice wooden box. You could paint this, or you could leave it as it is. Next up we have a bath bomb. Snow Fairy bath bomb. I think that came from, I think it might have come from Coven. Then we have this from Freya's Cauldron. I actually coloured this. This was a plain one. So this is an athame, and I've done it two different sides. So that will be going up. Wooden one. We have Goblin's Lair incense cones. Again, brand new, not been opened. We have, I think this might have come from Talsarian, a pentagram incense holder. I might be wrong. This is really pretty. I just have so many of them. And I think there are such a pretty pattern. So you've got a pentagram that side, and you've got this swirly pattern that side. You could put it either way. You could put a cone that side, or you could put sticks in it. So that's that, and obviously new in the box. We have another one here with a pentagram on for cones or for sticks. I think that's a witch casket one. And there will be lots of other items as well. So that's just to give you a taster. Oh, I forgot this one as well. This is a spell candle holder from Witch Casket. Something different than the usual ones, so that's quite nice. And it'll just hold normal size spell candles. So there we go. There'll be more items. I've got lots of boxes. I'm way behind with boxes, so I'll be going through those, and I have a lot more to go through. But as soon as I've done that, everything will be up, and when this video goes up there will be a link below. One link is to the GoFundMe for Bethany, so if you could just share that on your platforms, if you can donate, that's brilliant. And if you'd like to get yourself some witchy items, there might even be some original artwork of mine on there, not necessarily witchy, we'll see what I can find. And if you'd like to just put a bid in for me, that would be amazing. And as I said, all of the winning bids, including the postage, is to be donated directly to the GoFundMe, and then I will cover the postage afterwards. So the whole bid and the postage will go into the GoFundMe. I hope that makes sense, guys. Anything, even if you just share the GoFundMe, I will be so happy if you did that for me. That would be amazing. Hopefully some of these items sort of take your fancy, but if they don't, even if you can just share the GoFundMe link on your socials, even if you can only spare £1, I would be so appreciative. Just us coming together as a community to help this family get through the most awful time. I will really appreciate it, guys. And until next time, I hope you're all well, and I hope you're safe, and I will speak to you again soon. Until next time, guys, I'm sending you my brightest blessings. Goodbye.